the Indians coming to bat here from Fort Dodge.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
One way that your pitching can go a little smoother is when you have a catching arm like that with Lodge. What a play to end that inning.
Yeah, that was amazing. That is something that you really can just bring you up as a pitcher, just knowing that your teammates have your back, especially after last night's long game. So that was great to see there. Anytime
your catcher threw out a runner, you had a little extra hop in your step.
Yeah, it gets you fired up. That is for sure.
Off the bottom of the first inning for Clarksville, number 8, the catcher, Kate Lodge.
Well, how many times do we have it where you make a great defensive play and then all of a sudden you're up to bat? Kate Lodge will lead things off for the Indians. Wedeking, Wangsness, and Bolin. If anybody gets on, it's Lovren. Defense for the Gales. It's Rock, Schlins, and Rock, left to right. Sherburne, Myers, Vandy, and Ulrich on the infield. The pitcher is Torin Helly. Her first pitch. Checks the card. Winds and fires. That one's hit into right field, and that's a leadoff hit. One pitch and one hit for the Indians.
Brings up number 14, the left fielder, Reagan Wedeking.
Good piece of hitting there. Crimmins and Wright throws that back in. So it's one on, nobody out for Reagan Wedeking. The bunt is down. Third baseman Fields throws. Out at first is Wedeking on the sacrifice.
The Wedeking sacrifice moves the runner. Brings up number 6, the shortstop, Hannah Wangsness.
How'd you feel about bunting when you were asked to do it?
You know, I don't know. If it was a situation where that really was the thing that our team needed most, you know, I had no problem doing it. But I was the type of person who just wanted to swing away. I wanted the bat in my hand. So we did some small ball, but we also just, our coach knew, like, just swinging away was also something that we had confidence in. And so I think anytime we had confidence, she was kind of just knew that it was going to happen for us. So
if she had it, you had it. And that one is, oh, what a wicked spin from Wangsness. And that's going to move Lodge, or at least Lodge's place in the order, over to third.
Wangsness grounds out. Brings up number 26, the first baseman, Kara Bolin.
So Bolin, the junior, playing first, bats with 2 out here in the first. Farther than St. Ed's was able to get their runner. And the pitch is outside to Bolin. When we get to the 1A side of things, a lot more of that sister combination. It is much more family related. Not that it's not in the bigger classes, but we see it here today. Sister to Brooke is Kara. She hits it in the air, and that's going to be caught. What a nice play. Schlins goes to her left, takes 4 big strides, catches it out of the afternoon air. And the Indians leave a run. Nobody scored here in the first. We go to the second from Fort Dodge on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic and Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hey, Frank. Oh, it looks like you spilled some grease.
Grills are multiplying and you need flavor that's bold.
There's nothing left for you to do
But to go to Fairway, your dream for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, you better stake up. Fairway and meat go hand in hand.
This dream is meant for you and me.
Poultry, pork, and beef, your home for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed.
Fairway, it's the one you need.
Well, Rihanna Myers had her.
Second inning for the Gales. Number 20.
She was in the batter's box to end the first when Vandy was caught stealing, so Myers will lead things off again for the freshman. Against Remsen in game 1, 2 for 3 with the home run and 2 RBI. Looks at a first pitch out. Coach Sherbin knows the potential is there for Myers. Swings through that one. How often do you see a freshman have to be the one that, as that one's hit high in the air? I'll finish that thought. Again, going hard to work. That's going to get down. Myers is going to get on her horse. She's rounding second, heading for third. They might wave her home. They're going to slam the brakes down, throw to third. Let's see if they can knock it down. And Myers leads off the second
Rihanna Myers with the stand-up triple.
with a triple.
Brings up number 5, the left fielder, Jade Rock.
Good piece of hitting there.
Yeah, she got all of that ball and then some, and that was great base running too. She was not stopping until coach told her to, and so this is a great way to start off the inning for them.
The bunt is popped up, and let's see if Lodge can dive for that one right in front of the screen. Not able to, just too shallow. Hall had a chance, but that ball, the wind is 15 to 23 out of the north-northwest, which is perfect for making cross winds here from left to right, and that's exactly what happened to Hall. She kind of got stuck there. Bunt is, now the bat is pulled back, and it's a wild pitch. The throw at the plate, throw right at Myers. The problem was, Lovren wasn't there to field it. Ball goes to third base, run scores, 1-0 Gales. Rock was showing bunt. Lovren tried to make it difficult to bunt, and in the process, didn't give her catcher a chance there. So Rock bats with one in. Now she gets to swing away, and she watches a strike here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Rock is out number 1 here in the second.
That was a great pitch to come back and get that strikeout after St. Ed's just scored there. That was a great way to come back as a pitcher, and that's just what you have to do for your team in moments like that. That was a great job by her.
Brecken Ulrich's first pitch is hit in the air, again towards right. That's going to fall in that really tough place to defend. I think Hall's playing a lot deeper than a lot of teams normally are defended, but when you're at the state tournament playing a team that has won, you got to respect the power. In fact, because, Myers just hit one over her head, and that one falls in front, so Ulrich on, and she resets the table with 1 away with that hit to right. Greenlee Crimmins swings and miss at the first one from the left-handed batter's box there. She tried to slap that one into play. She looks down to the left, and she practices her slap. Let's see if she can put this one into play. The second baseman, Clark, is in a little bit. That ball is bunted at third. It's foul as Jordan picked it up in foul territory. So everybody's going to go on back. Boy, Ulrich looked like she was already halfway to third. That's a pretty fast runner.
Yeah, both of them really fast there. That was almost the perfectly placed bunt there. That would have been a tough play to make by the third baseman.
The 0-2 is fouled away. All right, talk me as the pitcher thinking about knowing how fast the runner is at first and the slapper at the plate.
Yeah, that is tough, and with only one out, you know that you're probably just going to get the runner at first if you can make a quick play, but you have to expect it. Expecting it, too, is knowing that expecting the play will help you get that runner out if she's quick, but if you're not ready for it, then it will also be another hard play. So they were ready, but she was still getting down the line pretty fast.
Crimmins swings and misses. The ball got away from the catcher. For a moment, Lodge threw down to second. Didn't matter, as Ulrich is now at second base with 2 out for Olivia Andrew. That pitch is a strike.
She's throwing really well on the inside half right now. She's getting a lot of calls as strikes, and she's also getting a lot of swings too, but that's a really good pitch for her.
Does it look like she threw 200-plus pitches yesterday?
If I wouldn't have known, I wouldn't have been able to tell, really. She looks sharp. She looks real sharp. She's attacking the hitters too, which is good to see. Even after things aren't necessarily going her way, she's just coming right back and going after the next batter, which is what you have to do.
Andrew bats with a 2-ball, 1 strike. Swings and fouls that back into the screen to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second is Ulrich. And that one hit Andrew. She's going to go down to first base on a hit by pitch, so now it's going to be first and second with 2 out.
The catcher, Taylor Ulrich.
So the runner going to third.
St. Edmond. Number 3, Myra Lemon.
Myra Lemon. So Lemon is the runner at first. Ulrich at second. Now Baylor Ulrich to bat. Swings through the first pitch for strike number 1.
She has thrown a lot of first pitch strikes, which is really good to see. We saw a swing there, but most of the time hitters aren't ready to swing at that first pitch, and she's doing a really good job coming out the zone, getting ready for those batters and trying to get ahead, and she's doing a really good job at it too.
The pitch is swung on and missed. Ulrich, the 8th grader, swings and misses. And believe it or not, Lovren struck out the side. You just wouldn't have guessed it was a triple, a single, and a hit by pitch in the middle. Fort Dodge St. Edmond scores first. They lead 1-0. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
The Gales go on defense with a 1-0 lead here on the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network and the tournament, which is sponsored by Iowa Farm Bureau. We're on Farm Bureau Field. Game number 8, the winner goes to game number 12, which is 3 o'clock tomorrow. The loser goes to game number 10, which is at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Coming up after this one, we are going to have game 2 for 2 different teams today. Southeast Warren and Exira EHK Audubon will play the nightcap. Leading off for the Indians is the pitcher, Sydney Lovren. And she looks at a pitch first for a strike. Lovren from the right side looks in at Helly. Helly checks the left wrist, drops her head, winds and fires. That's outside. Lovren yesterday, 15 innings pitched, gave up 14 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned runs, 9 strikeouts. At the plate, she was 2 of 7 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Trying to set the table here for a team in the bottom of the second. The pitch. Change up. Misses. Lovren, Bolin, and Hall do up for Coach Berman's squad. The defending 1A champions. The 2-1. Hit up the middle, but a little more towards Myers. She gloves it, throws across. Good range, good throw to get Lovren.
Number 23, the center fielder, Brooke Bolin.
Bolin, the freshman. Pretty balanced lineup of young and 2 seniors and a junior right there in the middle with Wangsness, Bolin, and Lovren. Otherwise, it's freshman, 8th grade freshman, sophomore. Freshman, 8th grade. Yeah, I think Clarksville, they had that 1 year where they didn't make state, but they are loaded now for a good long run. The pitch. Up the middle, gloved by Helly. On the third base side, she gets the out. Bolin is gone.
Ground out brings up number 12, the right fielder, Micah Hall.
It was a nice play to snag there by the pitcher. I know Myers has great range at shortstop, but that might have gotten through the infield. So it was a great stop there to get the out at first.
That play looked very familiar to me. Gosh, very familiar. Oh, wait, no, did you catch a pop-up to win state? Or was it a Paul like that? It was a pop-up. I was thinking it was a play like that. All right. I knew you made the final out. I just couldn't remember how you had done it. What'd you do with that? What happened to that softball?
I just remember it was so high in the air. It felt like 10 seconds. And I caught it, and everyone was talking about how I just threw the ball out of my glove after I caught it to go celebrate. And watching it back, I'm like, maybe I could have kept it in my glove a little bit longer, but that was, wow.
Oh, Micah Hall bats now with 1 ball and 1 strike and 2 outs here in the second. And again, same spot. Myers on the short hop makes it look extremely easy on a very difficult play. And the Indians are retired in order. We go to the third, 1-0. St. Edmonds with the lead.
The score remains after
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
Number 16, the second baseman, Ella Vandy.
Vandy, Schlins, and Sherburne due up for the Gales in their half of the third. They lead 1-0, Class 1A. Fouled into the screen. Used to call this this would have been a semifinal in the old days. But instead, it's just a second-round game, game number 2. Both of these teams winning yesterday. Clarksville in 15 innings. St. Ed's, shorter than that. Much shorter. That one's hitting the air towards right. Drifting out of play and heading into just short of the bullpen. It's the Gales fans in their green. It was getting late last night, and there's 2 gentlemen sitting at the table, and I'm pretty sure those are the same 2 fans from last night. That poor table to the left was getting a workout. They would jump up, and that's a called third strike, and Vandy is out, number 1.
That was a nice pitch there to come back after that foul ball and just attack the zone. That was great.
I think when I read Lovren's stat line, as the pitch to Schlins is a ball, you kind of shook your head about her stat line. What part got your attention the most?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, especially last night's game too. I was on my way home after just watching it and listening to it, and that is just so impressive to come off of that 15-inning game and come back today. And just, she's been so sharp today in this game, just throwing constant strikes, just going straight after this team of St. Ed's, who's a really good hitting team, a well-rounded team, and she is just showing no fear here. And like we talked about earlier, it does not look like she threw over 200 pitches last night.
She gives up a hit there to Schlins, who goes to right. Hall throws it back in, and there's a runner aboard here with 1 out.
Schlins brings up number 17, the third baseman, Faith Sherburne.
Sherburne, who was out with a fly out back in the first, bats here in the third. Calls for time, puts that bat to work. Over her shoulder. Swings at the first pitch. Coach talked about his team and the hitting, and he just kind of felt that they're swinging the bat really well. Pitching is something they see a lot of good pitching throughout the season, a lot of 3A levels, and they see some speed. So seeing someone like Lovren isn't nearly an intimidating factor, as Lovren's pitch just misses in there. Did Coach's comments make sense to you?
Yeah, and that is very true. They play a great strength of their schedule, and facing pitchers in the 3A and great pitchers at that definitely does help them in this situation.
Coming in to make the catch, and then Wedeking gets she landed at the judges. Oh, the Russian judge gave her a 7 on that landing. Good play there, going left, out number 2. It's not the Summer Olympics right now, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little ahead.
The shortstop, Brianna Myers.
That is a great out, though, to get them to 2 outs with Myers up to bat there. That is a crucial play.
Myers, a .378 hitter on the season. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it to the right. She hit a triple in her last at-bat down the right field line, so can hit it to all fields. A .733 slugging average. What a great number. 7 doubles. That was her 3rd triple of the season. 7 home runs, actually now 8. Bats here with a runner on. Again, swings and fouls it to the right side, and that heads almost to where the 2A action is going on. Behind us to our right, we are facing north and east here at the complex. And I think this one is perfectly set for Class 1A. The pitch. Myers hits it again to right at Hall. This time Hall's going to get a chance to get that one. It does slice away from her. She is able to grab it for out number 3. I'll tell you why. It's a perfect Iowa field when we return to Fort Dodge and the Class 1A state game.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
How perfect to have a gravel outfield, a gravel road in the outfield, the bean field behind there, cornfield another quarter mile down the road. This is a perfect Iowa setting, especially for 1A, which we're usually playing in the smaller towns. And that one's hit towards center, and it goes over the head towards that gravel road in front of the Farm Bureau sign in center, and in with a double to start the third is Hoosier. I was just trying to get the camera in the right spot for where the ball was going to land. Let's just call it as we could, Rachel. I wanted to called for a shot in the break, and of course I messed everything up. So sorry about that, but it's a good piece of hitting there by Hoosier. No doubt that one was just well hit.
Yeah, that was. We could hear that off the bat, and that was a great hit straight to center field. And even as an outfielder, no matter what angle you take right behind you is going to be hard to catch that ball. So she got it in quick, but yes, that was a great hit.
So Bailey Jordan will come in to run. And the batter is Eve Jordan. First pitch grounded to the foul. You know Eve Jordan, yesterday's hero.
Yep, yesterday's hero, that is for sure.
And some would say savior because she ended that long game. Hero, savior, depends. Or nemesis if you are for North Butler.
Yes.
The North Butler lost in the game right before us today, so their tournament is done, losing a couple of games in that last at-bat for the other team. That one goes to right, almost the exact same spot as yesterday. That's going to go all the way to the wall, being waved around, and scoring is going to be Jordan. Jordan v. Jordan, and it's 1-1 here in Class 1A.
Brings home the run, and that bring up the top of the order. Number 8, the catcher, Kate Lodge.
Top of the order for Lodge. Another one hit on the screws. That one right. She goes shopping at the gap for that one, Carly. The hitting bats have woken up now in the last 2 at-bats for the Indians. Lodge with a single back in the first. She hit the first pitch. Let's see what she does in the first pitch here. This time they go outside, so she lays off that one and leads the count 1 ball and no strike.
Yeah, they sure have woken up, and no outs with a runner on second, which means really anything to the outfield could score this run to give Clarksville the lead here. So I would expect to see some aggressive swings to any pitch around the zone here for the batter.
And now Helly working a little bit more delicately as this game is tightened up. In fact, it's tied up. 1-1 here in the third. The pitch. Good change. Belt high, but missing. 3-0.
That's probably a change. That changeup is probably a pitch that's going to need to come in handy here for the second time through the lineup for Clarksville, and something that she's going to have to mix in a lot here, especially since these last few batters have, gotten a great piece of the ball, and so I would expect to see that changeup from her as well.
You're right. I don't think that might have been the first one. Yeah, first one she's
Yeah.
thrown here in this game. Good call. The 3-1 to Lodge. Changeup again, ripped to the right side. That's going to get the runner over as Vandy to Ulrich for out number 1.
Brings up number 14, the left fielder, Reagan Wedeking.
So Jordan goes to third. Wedeking had a sac bunt here. She's going to try to find a way to get that run home and let her team take the lead. Wedeking, the 8th grader. Katie Berman, you might have remembered her when she first started coaching. Her name was Katie Wedeking, which makes Coach Berman the second cousin of Reagan Wedeking. Not to be confused with the Waverly Wedekings, the Clarksville Wedekings, the 1-0. You're not familiar with Wedeking Bakery in Waverly, Iowa, Carly? Come on now.
No, I'm not. That is close to me, but I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah.
Maybe now that you mentioned it, I'm going to have to go up there and see what they've got.
It's just up the road, yes.
It is.
Yeah, I guess I should tell you where Clarksville is. It is in northeast Iowa. Waterloo, Cedar Falls, Waverly area. Fort Dodge, St. Ed's. They are in Fort Dodge. So both the Dodgers and the Gales in the tournament. Good crowds. Saw the Dodgers yesterday. One here in the third. The 3-0 coming to Wedeking. And that is ball 4. First walk of the game issued by Helly. In fact, that's the first walk issued by either team in this game. I like that.
Yeah. That is a good sign. That is a great sign. And even on that last pitch there, that was pretty close to the zone. And so it's not like these pitchers for either team are missing much of the zone. They are pretty close. But it also shows that the hitters are also being very particular and not too eager to swing at these pitches, even though the runner was in scoring position. So that was a great at-bat.
Wangsness on the first pitch. It's going to be thrown to second. They're going to throw home on the play and scoring and taking the lead of the Indians. Throw down to third. Not in time. And a first-third play turns into a run and now a runner at third with 1 out.
Jordan scores on the play.
2-1 Clarksville. The throw went to Vandy, and it got just past her. And by the time she threw to the plate, Jordan had scored. Good hustle by Wedeking. So now it's Wangsness, the 3-hitter. The pitch. Hit in the air towards left, but it's playable for Rock, and she camps underneath it for out number 2.
The flyout brings up number 23, the first baseman, Kara Boland.
So Boland, the junior, comes to bat. Huge bat for Coach Berman. A .392 hitter. Her OBP, 548. Her slugging is 541. Drives in a lot of runs because there's usually a combination of Lodge, Wedeking, Wangsness, and Boland's on base for her this year. Helly's 1-0. Gary Wax says that's a strike, but he puts the right hand into the air. Sitting pretty good here in the stands in the far outfield regions to our right of the Girls Union logo. That would be the Fans in green, the Gales. To the left, you also have some more Gales, and then some more Gales. And then you've got Clarksville to the right. So we've got a little intermixing going on here all over. But this is not St. Ed's regular field. They normally play up the hill. The 2-1. Chopped towards the left side. Myers Fields gets the throw and gets her team out of the inning, but not before. The Indians score 2 to take the lead. We've played 3 full innings. It's Clarksville 2, St. Ed's 0. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by the Mid-American Energy Network.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Number 5, the left fielder, Jay Rock.
Rock, Ulrich, and Crimmins due up for St. Edmunds. The Gales 26-9. Looking to have win number 27. They're going to have to do it with some hitting, and this first pitch is popped up to Clark for out number 1.
I am really impressed with Clarksville's pitchers. Great job getting that first pitch strike. That is so crucial as a pitcher, and more times than not, the hitter is not expecting a pitch that good. And, and in that instinct, too, she did get the bat on the ball, but she didn't make great contact. So I'm sure, as a pitcher, that has to build your confidence up, too, just knowing that you're getting outs on those first pitches as well, or you're getting ahead in the count. And she's doing a really good job at that.
Ulrich swings and fouls it over to the right side. So this year, 5 diamonds, 5 championship areas. This is not an elimination game. The loser of this game gets to play again tomorrow, but their path to the championship game gets a little harder. The game coming up after this one is an elimination game between IGHSAU EHK, the number 1 seed, the team that also has players from Audubon on it. That one's hit into center. That's going to get over the head of the center fielder Bolin and go all the way to the fence and into second. Cruising there with a double is Ulrich.
The Ulrich stand-up double brings up number 2, the right fielder.
And that's another extra base hit, which is brought to you by Channel Seeds. And they've been busy for a couple, and we're going to have a runner change. How good are your eyes, Carly? Tell me what that number is.
I think she just called a timeout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, probably had to get rid of her batting gloves.
Yep.
Learn more about Channel Seed at channel.com/rise to learn about that enhanced Channel Seed brand. That pitch comes into Crimmins. She ducks out of the way for the ball.
Couldn't tell if she was trying to maybe show a bunt on that pitch or not, or she just... Oh, yep, there it is.
She gets it. Lover in gloves, throws to first without stepping there, just off the back foot. Moves Ulrich to third on the sacrifice. Good defensive play there.
Now batting, number 11, the designated player, Olivia Andrew.
Andrew had not taken a pitch and looks like was not entered in on the re-entry. And if she would have taken a pitch and Clarksville would have called her on it, that would have been an out.
It's not
Not an out. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Not an out. I just get excited thinking everything's an out. That's an out. No, that's an out. That first pitch is out of the zone. Two-1 Clarksville. That pitch is a strike to Andrew. That pitch is swing and a miss. The 1-2 to Andrew is strike three. And that ends the inning. 5 strikeouts for Lovren. The Indians come to bat in their half of the fourth.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Looks like another perfect day to get out there and enjoy the summer.
Oh, before she gets in the car, it's easy to choose.
Iowa State Fair, August 13th through the 23rd.
Back here in Fort Dodge in Class 1A, Farm Bureau Field. Paul Yeager, Carly Goodwin with you. On this Tuesday evening as we move past the 6 o'clock hour. The pitcher, the center fielder, and the right fielder due up for the Indians. That's known as Lovren, Bolin, and Hall. The pitch is to grounded to Myers, who gloves across to first for the out. Myers has been busy. She moved positions this year to shortstop. Doesn't look like that phased her at all.
No, not at all. And I think that was about the same exact hit as pitcher had the first time up. So, Myers is probably expecting that.
Well, okay, tell me why. Why is that happening? Because there seems to be a lot of ground balls to that left side here with Clarksville.
Yeah, I am going to take a guess and say that they are probably a little ahead of it.
As it's hit to the left side
there again.
Myers, this time it gets up into her head region from her waist and her hands, and it just got away from her. But again, to that area. So Clarksville's timing the pitch is what you're saying?
Yep, for sure they are. And they're getting a good piece of it too. I think they're just barely missing it to get that ball in the air a little bit. But that is a great spot. It's a little early, but also they're still hitting the ball hard and getting a good piece of it.
Hall from the left side. Takes a strike. I just love it seeing the 8th graders always have when they play and just see how they develop.
Yeah.
And with that experience, the 0-1. Change up, hit right up the middle. This could be 2. Myers touches it at second. And then now, Myers. That is going to be called against Clarksville for runner interference, and so it is a double play. I don't know if Myers was going to get her, but we'll talk about it on the other side. 2-1, Clarksville the lead.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Baylor Ulrich and Ella Vandy, as well as Sophia Schlins. To bat for the Gales, who are in green with their yellow numbers, yellow belt and socks. Clarksville in that great traditional sports ball top. I say baseball or softball. We always have a comment in our line in our building, Carly, about sports ball. We have some people that are not as huge as sports fans, so they always say, what sports ball do we have this weekend? You know, but no, it's that baseball-looking button-up piping there on the front with Clarksville in the maroon and white. The pitch is low, 2-1 to Ulrich, who struck out back in the second. 2-1 Clarksville. They have the lead here in the top of the fifth. That one's fouled back into the netting here behind us. And Carly, you had not been here for 2 years when you pulled up, and your cousin that used to be your catcher, had she been here a little more often?
She plays at Iowa Central, so she's kind of used to this feeling, but we did talk about when we were walking in again, I said, isn't this a little weird that we aren't playing this time? We're just here as spectators, and we did say, we're like, this, it still just makes you nervous. We're not playing, but this atmosphere, it is, you just kind of get that feeling in your stomach, just something that never goes away, even though we are just here to watch and have fun, but that feeling was there for both of us.
Ulrich flies out to Bolin in center, and then the pitch to Vandy is fouled off to the side. So with tell us your cousin's name.
Yeah, my cousin's name is Josephine Moore. So she played with her in high school for 4 of the 5 years I played, and she was my catcher. So we had that special bond.
And that one's going to get down in front of Bolin. So Vandy on with a 1-out single here in the fifth. Keep going on your cousin. We got to keep talking about her.
Yeah. So she, great player. She was also our number 2 pitcher. But she made a very selfless decision to be a catcher when we needed one, and we just grew that relationship and had a very close bond. She called all my pitches in the games that I threw, and it was just something really special to share that moment with her. In our last game ever together, we went out with a state title, so it was pretty awesome to share that journey with her.
Schlentz gets the bunt down, moves Vandy over to second. Sherbraun to bat, and as we'll have a quick conversation as Coach hops out for Clarksville to meet into the circle. And your cousin, you said she plays for Iowa Central, right?
Yep, correct.
So they play on the diamond that's directly behind us. And you were saying just since she finished her season, she could tell that there'd been a lot of work here to the complex. That's really where I was going through all of this. Sorry.
Yeah. She actually catches my pitching lessons. So we are together all the time over the summer, and we were talking about, Fort Dodge, and she was telling us how they've been making a lot of renovations. And even when she left at the end of May, she said this wasn't completely finished. And so I was excited to come see it because I hadn't seen it at all in 2 years, and she was kind of explaining it and wanted to also see as well how much they had really done. So it does look great. It's an awesome setup. A lot of stands, a lot of great fields. It's really cool.
Well, yesterday they set a record for most state tournament games in a single day to only be broken once they get these last games in today. That'll break the new record, and that pitch is swung through by Sherbraun for a strike. 0-2.
I think that was one of the first few changeups that we've seen from her as well.
Is a changeup harder to throw? In terms of taxing on your arm, I guess is what I'm saying. Tell me after the pitch to Sherbraun, and that's high.
Not too bad. It's just something that you get used to over time, and it's when you first start throwing it or learn a new pitch, you do have to think about it a lot when you're pitching. But by the looks of it, she's pretty comfortable, has a lot of experience, and so she's doing a good job keeping that in there. I just noticed when she released that ball that it looked like she was throwing a changeup, and sure enough, it was. So you're probably going to see more of that going into this lineup, getting deeper into the second and coming up on the third time through. You just have to mix it up.
Well, Sherburne is still hitless for this game. She was 2 of 3 last night against Remsen St. Mary's. And she is first in the entire state in average. And she gets down with a walk here to put runners at first and second for the ever-dangerous Rihanna Myers.
The shortstop, Rihanna Myers.
If you thought you had trouble with one, you've got another. The first walk issued by Lovren. And we're going to have another conference. Or are we talking about... Oh, they're going to just go ahead and walk her. They're going to send Myers to load the bases. That is a huge...
Intentional walk will bring up number 5.
That brings some reaction from underneath, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move. I really do. In college, we don't have that rule where you can just put them on base. You have to throw to them. And it is hard sometimes, I will say, trying to throw 4 balls. You're not used to that. You're used to, trying to throw strikes, trying to go out the zone.
The pitch gets away, coming to the score at the plate, and safe is Vandy. That one squirted away from Lodge. The throw to third, not in time.
Ties the score at 2.
And we're tied at 2 as Vandy came running home, hustling all the way. Rock showed bunt, pulled it back, got away from Lodge, and all Kate could do was shovel it to Lovren. And both of the plays at the plate for St. Ed's have been almost like that. Both of those runs coming on miscues. It's a 1-0 count. Hit to right. That's going to get through for a base hit and score another one. They're waving around Myers. There'll be no throw. And just like that, 3-run score for the Gales in the inning, and they lead 4-2.
And that'll bring up number 6, the first baseman, Brecken Ulrich.
As we let Rock clear her, she puts on her sliding glove for Brecken Ulrich. Big inning for the Gales here. They've put a crooked number on here in the third to retake the lead 4-2. Lovren buckles down, throws a first pitch out of the zone for a ball.
I think we can expect St. Edmonds to start getting on this Clarksville pitcher a little more. One of two things, this is her almost 18th inning in less than 24 hours. And also, they're a great hitting team, and they're making adjustments this third time through the lineup. And so it's two things that it's kind of just going to happen either way. And you're not trying, she's not trying to get tired. She's trying to push through it, but there is just a time that your body just gets tired. The super high adrenaline rush of the start of the game is kind of wearing down a little bit. So she's just going to have to rely on her defense, I think, to carry her through these last few innings especially.
Well, she just went through the meat of that order for St. Ed's, and it was tough. It was Vandy with a single, Schlintz with a sacrifice, a walk, and an intentional walk, and then Rock did the serious damage there with the single to right. To give the Gales the lead. The pitch is a late swing, and that is a strikeout of Ulrich. That ends the bleeding, but not before the Gales retake the lead. 4-2 here from Fort Dodge. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
All right, Carly Goodwin. How's Clarksville's approach here at the plate?
Yeah, I think, they're down 2 runs. There is still 3, I guess they do. Yeah, they have 3 times to bat, being the home team and at the bottom of the inning. But you do have to start being a little more aggressive, I would think. Maybe if the runners get on, maybe you try bunting and putting some pressure on this defense. But
have you heard this one before? Ground ball to short, over to first for the out.
Yeah, just
Myers
a few
again.
times.
That was aggressive, though. They were swinging right there.
Yeah. First few pitches, that is good to see. And being aggressive also doesn't mean that you have to, swing out of your shoes or, things like that. You don't want that type of aggressive. You just want the type of aggressive that's gonna get you on base.
All right, let's see what's going on here. We've got a conference in front of
Number 3 just came in the game.
She went to left field went to right, and right field came
Hold on, but Meyer had already run for who? She came in to run for the DP. Okay.
This is out of the Akron Westfield playbook from a couple of years ago where they would make mid-inning switches a little more aggressive than this. So let's see. So that's going to put
Now playing left field for St. Edmond.
Lemon goes to left.
Lemon.
And then Rock is in right. And then Crimmins comes off. And we have the DP in play as well as the flex and part of this discussion. But I'm gonna listen in for a minute and see how this one's radioed back to us.
So you got to remind me when they come back to offense, Meyer got back in that spot.
Well, we're going to find out with Curtis leading off the next game.
Yeah.
Okay. Carly, here's the thing. When we used to sit behind home, we could hear this conversation, and we will have the umpire mic'd up on Thursday and Friday on Iowa PBS. Okay. All right. So that we did have it there. So I'm not going to ask you to get you in trouble with coaches, but why do you make those types of moves? But people do. Coaches do.
You see it a lot.
We just like this fielder in this position at this time, and they're going to see what they do to Eve Jordan. She's the 9th-place hitter. She had a double, and she hits it high in the air towards center. That's the one who didn't make any defensive change, and that was Schlins, and she makes the grab for out number 2. And we're going to keep that configuration defensively for now for the top of the order.
Now batting at the top of the order, number 8, the catcher, Kate Lodge.
Lodge, call her the clutch player. Made the all-tournament team last year when the Indians won the state championship. And that's making it as an 8th grader, by the way. She's a freshman now. Lodge bats with 2 outs. She hits it high in the air towards center. Going over to make the catch just outside the logo is Schlinn. She makes 2 of the 3 outs here in the Clarksville half of the 5th. We go to the 6th, 4-2 St. Edmonds.
Your score after 5 complete.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Welcome back to Fort Dodge as we get you ready for the 6th inning. As we go to, should we do this the whole inning in the Masters golf style, Carly? No, we're not going to throw you that way. All right, we're in Fort Dodge Class 1A. This is the Farm Bureau Field. This was the 5:15 game, started about 5:25. Winner goes to the 3 o'clock game on Wednesday. The loser to the 10:30 a.m. game. And let's see here if I can make sense of who everyone plays. So the winner of this one. Yeah, I'll sort that out here a little bit, how it all plays out. But it's all available online at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union website. Crimmins re-enters the game. She'll bat from the left side. The infield comes in at the left side, as Jordan playing about a third closer than the bag, so she's 2/3 away from the plate, about 48 feet away. And that pitch. I'd say, Carly, you played at the tail end of the peak of the slapping era, would you say?
Yeah. Yep, I would agree on that.
That one's hit to short. Wangsness gloves it, throws across for out number 1.
It was a great play by the shortstop there. That slappers, they have an advantage. They really do, especially coming from the left side. You're already a step to 2 steps ahead of anyone coming out of the righty's batter's box, but then you also have kind of a running start too to get yourself going, and that's a great play for the shortstop to just flawlessly get her feet set and make that throw across the diamond to get the out there.
So Lemon bats now. She pinch ran, and she looks at a pitch that gets away from Lodge, bounces off the backstop. Towards the third base side, throws that back to Lovren. 4-2, St. Ed's, the team in green. They're the team at bat. Lemon swings and misses. And that one's fouled off. Lemon of the 1A qualifier, she's tied for 3rd in doubles with 12 on the season. So that's a combination of I hit it to the right spot and I have some wheels. So you just have to find that open right patch of grass here. That one's hit high in the air. No double out of this one. Wangsness comes in just outside the circle. Ball almost squirts out of her glove. She holds on for out 2.
Now batting number 9, the catcher, Baylor Allred.
Now that was 100 feet in the air.
That's about what it looked like. Honestly, maybe even a little higher. I've never seen anything like that. I really haven't.
And that one's hit to left. It's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be extras. Ulrich rounding first, digging for second. She's in there with a 2-out double.
Ulrich with a stand-up double. Brings up the top of the order.
And that is an extra base hit. It's brought to you by Channel Seeds. The enhanced Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. Top of the order. It's been pretty good for Coach Sherburne. It's Ella Vandy first. She's 2 for 3. Singles in the 1st and 5th. Scored the game's 2nd run back there in the 5th, trying to change places with Ulrich at second base. She bats in against Lovren, who winds and fires. That one gets away. No, they're going to say it hit her. So a hit by pitch, and this inning could get ugly in a hurry for the Indians.
The center fielder, Sophia Schwantz.
All right, Carly. How's the nerve going right now for Lovren?
Yeah, this is you do still have 2 outs. You do have 2 outs, but with the team that's on fire, and she makes the play, wow, to get out of the inning. But, I mean, in moments like that, it could go either way. You could stop, the inning like that, the momentum, or it could get away from you really fast, just like you said. And sometimes it's just the game. It just, things happen like that. And so the shortstop made a great play there, even after a little bobble, just making the quick play at second to get him out of that inning and stop the momentum.
Ready? Let's go.
Mom, over here. Yeah, this kind of thing can happen when you're hiking, but no worries, Mom. I can prescribe something to soothe the itch.
Unity Point Health looks at your family's health from your point of view, offering same-day appointments with expertise focused on what matters most to you. Unity Point Health. Expert care focused on you.
QR code located on the banners throughout the country.
2-3-4 due up for Clarksville in their half of the 6th here. This is go time for the Indians. Wedeking, Wangsness, and Bolin. Not saying this is the ball game right here, Carly Goodwin, but could be a really good key part of the story to see what Clarksville can do in this part of the game.
Yeah, you never want to wait until the last inning to see what you can do. You don't want to put that much pressure on yourself. So even if they just get one across the plate in this inning, just make it a little closer for them in the 7th would be helpful. Just to not, like I said, put that pressure on yourself. But it also would be nice for them to tie it up or get the lead here too. You're nearing the end of the game, and so if you're Clarksville, you just got to try to make something happen. Just try to string some hits together. They've had some great hits, it's just not all completely timely, and that's what they're looking for in this moment.
But here's the thing. As you were saying, as I said all this up. 2-3-4 is yet to have a hit for Clarksville in this game. Wedeking, 1 for 2. Actually, she's 0 for 0 because she had a sacrifice and a walk. Wangsness is 0 for 2. Bolin 0 for 2. So is Lovren. Bolin's the only one up. Brooke Bolin's the only one with a hit coming up here in the next 5 batters. But they bat looking up the scoreboard, down 4-2. St. Edmond's with the lead, and that's a first pitch ball to Wedeking. Walks as good as a hit right now. If you're Clarksville, you need base runners.
Yeah, you want to be aggressive, try to get a hit and get on base, but you also don't want to be too aggressive because, like you said, a walk is just as good as a hit. Just getting those base runners, so.
Helly keeps getting better in the circle. She's having tremendous success here as a second-year starting pitcher. She's 20-4 entering the tournament, tied third most for wins in 1A, over 128 innings pitched, again, coming into the tournament. Trying to shut down this Clarksville team here in this Class 1A game to advance, and that pitch is inside for a ball. Helly kind of right in the middle to bottom middle of the pitching statistics for these pitchers, but you just got to win. You just got to find a way to give your team a chance.
Yeah, it shows that with a lot of wins, too, you know that your team's playing great defense behind you as well, and I think we've seen that especially from Myers, all those ground balls that have been hit to her. I mean, some of them are routine, but some of them are also great plays that she's having to make, and so just having the strong defense behind you as a good pitcher is something that just makes a team great.
The pitch to Reagan Wedeking. Change up, swing and a miss. And the count goes full. I count 6 putouts involving Myers at this point.
Yeah.
6 of the 15 outs have gone through short. The pitch. Hit in the air towards right. At the right fielder, goes over her head all the way to the wall. Digging for second is Wedeking, and she's there with a leadoff double here in the 6th.
That is just what Clarksville needed from that spot, especially not having to hit this game and getting it started with a leadoff double is something that you want in these late innings.
Rock is over and right, and that one That is right looking. If you look at her shadow in right field, it is straight behind her, which means she is looking straight into that western sky. And having played right field at a home complex that faces the sun, this time of day, it is a challenge, but something you should be used to at this time of year. But when the lights come on, sometimes it does get a little harder to make the play.
Yeah, we also have seen a lot of balls to the left side of the field today, too, in this game. Once again, shortstop's getting a lot of balls over there. And so, even though coaches always talk you have to be ready no matter what, and so it's one of those instances. It has been a lot to the left side of the field, but who's to say it can never go over to the right side? And there it did, and you don't know if it caught her off guard. The sun could be an issue, too. I mean, it was a great hit, too, so you just got to be ready. For the defense has to be ready at all times, especially when they are trying to maintain this lead here.
Wangsis, the 1-1 pitch to her. It misses, ball 2. Now we're starting to get a little bit of the fans making a little bit of noise. They get the sense of what's at stake here. A chance to play Wednesday. If you move on with a win, you're one step closer from a state championship opportunity. Great changeup from Helly. And Wangsness way out in front on that one.
I don't know who that is or what field that is, but every change is the most important one of the day. We just need a radio.
You can tell that she's very confident with that changeup. She's throwing it even when she's not ahead in the count. She's down in the count when she's throwing that changeup, which means that she's really confident in it, which is good to see. It's a great pitch.
And Wangsness fouls that one off, and Sherburne had to feel that in a hurry because the way that backspin was looking, that thing could have gone back fair.
Yeah.
The cue ball shot. Just because it goes foul, it's where it's touched.
Yeah, that was a great play getting there fast enough because it did look like it could possibly make it back onto the field.
The 2-2's hit in the air towards right. It's in foul territory in front of the dugout. The out is made. Ulrich grabs it, and that is a huge out for the Gales.
Now batting for the Indians, number 26, the first baseman, Kara Boland.
Boland with a chance to break her streak of 0 in this game and get that run home. Boland the junior digs in from the right side. Helly looks to the left, checks her wrist after getting the play call from the dugout. She's got the pitch. She winds and fires. And that's a first pitch strike. Way to get ahead. You like that. You like that when the pitchers get instead of it.
I do. That is, that's my jam right there. I love it. It does. It just sets you up perfectly because even if you throw a ball, the next pitcher's still basically ahead in the count. Like you can't. So it just, And just like that was a great pitch on the outer half. I don't know. That was close. That was close.
Would you like to talk to Gary Wax about that after the game and look at his K-zone, see how he strikes?
No? Maybe if I was playing. The
1-1. Hit in the air towards center. That's going to get over the head of the center fielder. Wedeking, they're waving her home. The throw from Myers is on a line, and it just misses at the plate. Wedeking, if she slides, that's not even close, but she went in standing up. I don't think she had any idea that a rocket was coming in. Myers, what a throw, but just late enough. And it's a 4-3 game as the Indians draw a run here in the 6th.
The pitcher, Sydney Lovren.
Nothing better than the pitcher up to bat in this situation. As a pitcher, you're always thinking, what can I do to help myself in this situation? And here she is. She has a runner in scoring position, and she could definitely make this a better situation for herself for the next inning.
She swings like she's trying to hit it over the Farm Bureau field sign and left. Huge 2-run homer yesterday in the 15-inning game. If she could hit a home run right here, she's 3 outs away from advancing on the winners. She would have 2 wins and set herself up another game closer to that repeat in Class 1A state title. The pitch from Helly is ripped to left, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Runners now at the corners with an out.
Lundgren with the single. Brings up number 23, the center fielder, Brooke Olin.
Wedeking, Bolin, Lovren, all were hitless entering this inning. All three have had hits. And we're going to have a runner, courtesy runner, so that is number 7 in your program. That's Emerson Miller.
Emerson Miller.
And now the Gales will go to the circle for a conversation. Gary Wax goes out and says, let's break up this conversation and play some ball here as we're getting on towards 6:45 here on the 21st of July, 2026 at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Tournament. St. Ed's, they're in green. They lead 4-3 over Clarksville. The Indians in maroon, they're at the bat. Runners at the corners, one out. The batter is Brooke Bolin, the freshman. The pitch from Helly is hit in the air on the infield, playable, and the catch is made just to the right side of the circle.
With 2 outs brings up.
And that is the second out.
The right fielder, Micah Hall.
It's a big out. A really big out there.
I thought you might like that. Micah Hall to bat now. So that changes this a little bit. Your defense can now go back just a little bit. You just need the out at first. But Clarksville looking for a big 2-out hit from Hall. She's 0 for 2 in this contest. The runner at third is Bolin. The runner at first is Miller. And that first pitch.
Yeah, 2 outs here kind of takes away the runner from first advancing to second on the steal too, because they don't have anything to lose if they just throw it all the way down and get the out. So with 2 outs too, that's a little different situation.
The pitch is hit to the left. It pings off the third baseman into center field, and we're tied at 4. You don't really think of an opposite field hit having that much zing, but it certainly did off of Hall's bat. And we're tied at 4.
Yeah, that was a hot shot there. And she did her best to get to that ball, but I mean, hit her at third base and went all the way almost to the short center field. And so that just kind of shows you, even after hitting our third baseman, she still had enough pop in that hit that it went all the way over there.
Hooger swings through the first pitch. And Helly's ahead in the count, 0-1. 2 outs here, 2 in so far for the Gales. Coach really likes Gia's bat here at the end of the season. Let's see what she can do in the end of this game. It's a ground ball to, you guessed it, Myers, and it goes off her glove into left field. The brakes are applied. Miller is held at third to load the bases for Eve Jordan, the hero in yesterday. What can she do today?
Now batting for Clarksville, number 6.
As Coach Sherman goes out for a conversation in the circle. All right, tell me about your heart rate right now if you are Fort Dodge, St. Ed's.
Yeah, you're thinking that you still have another opportunity to score, but also if Clarksville gets another run, they're 3 outs away, and they don't have to play the bottom of the 7th. So you're trying to keep the score tied here, but you also have bases loaded. And that's just, it's a hard situation. And you are. I mean, you see it there. Those 2 plays back-to-back, while they are great hits, maybe those players are just getting a little ahead of themselves too and just trying to make the play before they even have the ball. So you can tell maybe the nerves are getting to them a little bit this late in the game. It's a crucial part, tied score. It's I think a little bit of nerves we're seeing right now.
Jordan already a double in this game. Bats with the bases loaded here. First pitch ripped to left. It's going to get down. That's going to be 1 run. They're going to hold him and keep the bases loaded, but Clarksville takes the lead 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Jordan drives home the go-ahead run with the single. That'll bring up the
Miller scores run number 5. Hall goes to 3rd. Hooger to 2nd. And Eve Jordan having herself a great 24 hours here in Fort Dodge. Indians looking to keep the inning alive. 2 outs. Top of the order, Kate Lodge. Ground ball to 2nd. Big hop over to 1st, gets the out. And when we return, the Indians score 3 times. That gives them a 1-run lead as we go to the 7th. Sherburne, Myers, and Rock, 3, 4, 5 due up for the Gales when we return to Fort Dodge and Farm Bureau Field. This is the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Unit Digital Network, which is powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
9 Indians come to bat in their half of the 6th. They lead 5-4 here in 1A. And just like that, Carly, there's an opportunity now for Clarksville to move on here at the tournament. All right, walk me through the Gales here. 1 pitch, 1 at-bat at a time, right?
Yes, for sure. You can't get too ahead of yourself here. They started to get on Clarksville the last few innings. Limited runs, but still making good contact. And so, yes, trying not to go outside of yourself and try to be that hero. You want to stay within yourself, take it 1 pitch at a time, and not try to do too much.
Hit to right. Hall goes up in fighting the sun for out number 1. Sherburne, the senior, the only senior in the starting lineup, is retired for out number 1. The ever-dangerous Rihanna Myers. You don't walk her, do you? They're not.
Know.
They're pitching
no,
to her.
I would. I mean, if anything, you don't want it to happen, but you still have a run to give to tie it up to bat in the bottom.
Ground
instead
ball
of
to short, over to 1st.
Nice
out
play.
number 2. That ends that debate. Sorry to set you up like that, Carly.
Yeah. That is a tough decision as a coach and a pitcher, but I think that just shows you how much confidence the coach has in her pitcher right there, knowing that she can get that out of one of the best hitters on St. Edmond's team, and she did just that.
Lovren is an out away from closing this door. Standing in her way is Jade Rock. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike number 1. Clarksville scored 2 runs in the 3rd, 3 in the 6th. St. Ed's with 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 5th. 5-4 Clarksville. Lovren's pitch is a strike. Lovren hit 500 career strikeouts this season for her career. The senior trying to shut the door here. The pitch up and in. And the Clarksville fans give out a big ooh.
Yeah, that was a good spot. We're hearing that pop in the glove. I think she's got a little bit of that beginning nerves back in her. She's just got a lot of...
The 1-2's hit to right, over the head of the second baseman and into right field, and the Gales have life.
Great hit. That's kind of the definition of not trying to do too much. Just make contact there, and good 2-strike approach. Just get on base and let the next girl do her thing. But if you're Clarksville, you also have 2 outs and know that you can an easy up the middle ball. You can go to second base. You can get the easy out at 1, and it could go either way here. But
the pitch, swing, and fouled back. Ulrich, a single back in the 2nd, a double back in the 4th, a strikeout in the 5th. Bats here in the 7th. 2 outs. The tying run at first. 5-4 Clarksville. The pitch misses. Tried to go outside with that changeup. Lovren entering the tournament 20-7. A 1.83 ERA. The pitch. And that misses as well. 2-1. Not giving her too much to hit. This might be the unintentional walk here.
Yeah.
Ulrich's burned you twice. Not going to get her let you do it 3 times.
I would agree.
The 3-1. Misses, and that puts 2 runners on. The go-ahead run goes down to first.
Ulrich draws a base on balls. Brings up number 2 on first. Greenlee Crimmins.
So it's up to the slapper Crimmins, who's 0 for 3, or actually 0 for 2 with a sacrifice there in the 4th. Coach Burnham goes to the plate umpire, checking on conferences. She had come close to crossing the line earlier. She'd done it once. She's already gone out. Now she's having a conversation. All right, you have the microphone on them. What's she saying?
I think she's just saying, stay calm, get this third out, just be yourself, I think is what she's saying here. She has confidence in them. They have a great pitcher. Their defense has played pretty solid throughout this game too, and just knowing you can go to third, you can go to second, and you can get the out at first. But you also have to know that you do have some speed here, so I'm going to assume, you're seeing them play in a little bit, so I would say going to first is probably going to be their best bet. And I wouldn't take out the bunt here either. I don't know.
Jordan comes in from her third base position as Crimmins shows bunt, and it's strike 1. Rock is the tying run at second. Ulrich the go-ahead run at first. The pitch is high to Crimmins. 1-1. Ground ball right at Jordan.
Wow.
And it's a catch, and it's a win. Clarksville advances with a 5-4 victory.
Your final score as presented by Fairway. Clarksville 5, Fort Dodge St. Edmond 4.
And Clarksville keeps their title defense hopes alive with a win 5-4 here in Class 1A. Whew. How's that for tension?
Yeah. Wow, that could have been some trouble if she wouldn't have caught that. That was a shot off the bat. And she's already playing in, and you're at the hot corner already. And so that was a really fast ball, and she just made that play effortlessly right there to end the game for them.
Clarksville 5, St. Ed's 4. Clarksville the 2 seed, the highest seed still undefeated in this tournament. They moved their name across. I wasn't trying to be dramatic. I was just pointing out that the 3, 4, 5 hadn't had a lot of hits. 2, 3, 4, 5, huge for Clarksville in that 7th, or in that 6th.
Yeah, that just shows you, they're in that spot of the lineup for a reason, and I'm sure, the coach said, don't worry about what you've done earlier, do what you can do best, and that just proved us wrong right there. They did.
Clarksville only played 7 innings to get that win today, but they advance 5-4. Thank you very much, Carly Goodwin. We are just getting started. We've got one more game to go. Coming up when we return in just a few minutes, we'll have one of the intriguing double elimination games because these are two teams that have already played today. It's Southeast Warren and IGHSAU